how do you kind of approach this other than telling someone to eat whole foods? If someone was sitting down next to you at dinner and said, Professor Christopher Gardner, you've done 20 clinical trials and you've taken $20 million or something from research funding. I want to lose some weight. How do I approach this?
Yeah. Well, the first thing I would do is the whole food thing. I would kind of explain the volumetrics, et cetera. But I would say biohack. So if you do this thing, if you ate more vegetables and ate whole foods and ate less added sugar and refined grain, and you really did those things, those are 4 big things that most Americans don't eat. After that, I think there's some low carb and some low fat people. If you got that foundation right, I think there's a bunch of people that are going to do better with the cheesy eggs and a bunch of people that are going to do better with the steel cut oats on eating until they're satiated. So my better example would be like a veggie omelet. So here's the egg. It's not vegan, but it's plant-based. It's whole food plant-based, but it's got an egg in it. Yeah, it has an egg in it. Eggs really are better than frosted Cheerios or Fruit Loops with marshmallows in it. Yes, I would pick the eggs over that and the Pop-Tart. Okay, but yeah, let's make it a healthy omelet with some veggies in it, some salsa on it. And for the steel cut oats, let's not pour some sugary stuff on top of that. Let's just make it steel cut oats and some dried fruit and put some nuts on top of that. And so they're both whole food plant-based, but then biohack and add some fat or add some more fiber, like mess with the unsaturated fat and the fiber food sources to see what fills you up.
Do you think it is a question of going either low fat or low carb? Is there a problem with being in the middle, like
no,
moderate?
Yeah.
That's okay too.
Yeah. So actually, and one of my favorite things I liked, so there's a slide, I think the name is Shen. I show it this all the time. It's like a 2020 N. Haynes paper. It's a National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey from 1999 to 2016, I think. And it shows how much, not only, the first graph is how much carb, fat, and protein we get. And the stunning thing is it hasn't moved in 20 years. Like we eat the same amount of carbs, proteins, and fats. The next set of slides breaks it into 3 types of fat, animal and plant protein, and high and low quality carbohydrate. And the most fascinating thing to me is, start with the fats on this side of the graph. So saturated mono and poly, they're all just about 10% each, and they make up about 30%. They're not exactly 10, but they're super close. Animal is about 10 or 11, and plant is about 5 or 6% protein. Let's just call them both 10, just to round up. High quality carbohydrate, this whole line never changes in 20 years, 10%. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Low quality carb, 40%. Crappy carbs.
So that's the lowest hanging fruit, you'd say?
Yes, lowest hanging vegetable in my mind, but go ahead, we'll go fruit too. But so what I often say is, what if somebody got rid of the 40 and did it all with fatty foods? I bet there's that person out there. What if there's somebody who took the 40 and did that all with more veggies and beans and whole grains? I bet that person's out there. But really the better thing is probably more carbs and more fats. Just get rid of the right 40% types that's crappy and do healthy carbs and healthy fats. That's probably going to work for even more people. So yes, I would totally agree with, there might be room for low carb and low fat, but I think there's just even more room for get rid of the crappy carbs and put good carbs and good fats back.